Monetize your business assets with Dr. Liddy. Dr. Liddy is a renowned world-class attorney. She has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, USA Today, and the New York Law Journal for her work to protect small businesses and small investors. She presented a TEDx talk in London on what the original purpose of corporations was to do public good and what went wrong. Dr. Liddy has a BA from Columbia University, MBA from New York University, JD from Fordham University, and a PhD from University of Barcelona. Corporate executives hire Dr. Liddy to train employees to be more legally mindful in their employment transactions. The United Nations hire Dr. Liddy to instruct small to medium-sized enterprises across the globe on the laws that impact their businesses. Dr. Liddy has spoken at business, law, and tax conferences, from Amsterdam to Bogota, to Cape Town to Los Angeles to Paris to New York, to Barcelona to Miami to Warsaw to Costa Rica to Germany. Dr. Liddy designs legal structures and financial systems for entrepreneurs who are frustrated and disappointed that their business has not been as profitable and successful as they expected. By teaching entrepreneurs how to use the leverage of law, taxes, insurance, and estate planning, entrepreneurs can be 10 times more profitable and successful so that they can build wealth and create a legacy to pass on to their families. Connect with Dr. Liddy today by visiting drliddy.com and at Linktree.
Hello, everyone. I want to wish you guys a happy business new year for 2022. That's right. We are in the new year and 2021 is gone. We can still use 2021 in terms of the things that it could bring to our business in terms of more money, more savings, more value. So I want to spend a little time talking to you about what I am building for my wonderful small business owners. The first thing I want to share is that I have put together an amazing course. I say it's amazing because I've gotten folks to come in to contribute their time to talk about one of our most favorite things, taxes. And I know by this point you're like, oh my God, Dr. Lydia is completely cray-cray at this point. I am excited about taxes. The truth of it is, I tell everyone, the tax code is designed for small business owners. And if you're saying, what is she talking about? Well, it's true. It's a matter of fact. It's a matter of history. It's a matter of implementation. But think about it. The founding fathers were not employees of anyone, were they? Benjamin Franklin owned a printing press, and he was also an inventor, right? Thomas Jefferson had a large company. Some might call it a plantation, but he produced a lot on that plantation. George Washington, also a farmer. And my all-time favorite, Hamilton, right? Alexander Hamilton, born in the Caribbean like me, raised in New York City like me, right? What did Hamilton do? He was an attorney. Oh, just like me. So, and he was a fabulous, fabulous speaker. And we can learn a lot from the things that he talked about. One of the things he always talked about was money. And the other thing he really talked about was taxes. And I tell everyone the Constitution of the United States is really written for the small business owners, right? And the tax code. What we now have as the tax code really has its founding in the founding of America in terms of the concept that we should be allowed to own our own production, our own businesses, and keep the value of that. And that is what cracking the tax code for small businesses is all about. And it's a course that I'm launching later in the month. And I wanted to come to you and tell you why you should take this course. So quite a few folks have already joined, but I want to reach as many people that this information is resonating with. And let's talk about why this should be resonating with you a little deeper than I think that it has been. So I want to ask you a question. I know you have an accountant. Of course you do. You're a business owner, or you have at least someone who specializes in tax preparations, right? So I want you to ask them these questions. As a business owner, we've got to be smart. We've got to be smarter than we used to be because things are smarter, right, than they used to be. So we have to move with the times, if you will. So there's 6 questions I want you to ask your accountant or tax preparer because that will tell you and certainly me where they are at in terms of really strategizing and getting you the maximum savings and returns from your tax return. The reason I talk about accountants is because I train accountants. At the university level, I train accountants to take their accounting exam, which has a lot of law on it. So I come in when they've learned all the stuff, all the number crunching, formulaic stuff. I come in and I teach them the law, and all their heads go sideways, right? Because they're like, oh my God, they didn't realize how much of tax and accounting was law. And I get to be the person that introduces them to that. And you should see their faces. So we get to spend a whole semester, sometimes 2 semesters together to really get them to understand the interplay of taxes and law and how that looks like for you. So I've been teaching for almost 25 years. So I know how accountants think and I know what they're taught and I know who teaches them. And here are the 6 questions that I want you to ask your accountant because now I focus on the small business owners. I want to make you successful. I want to change the failure rate that the Small Business Administration says every year decreases in terms of successful businesses and decreases in terms of businesses remaining in business. That's probably the nicest way that I could say it. At this point in the US, we've reached a failure rate of almost 90% of businesses fail, not in the first 5 years, even up to the first 8 years. That is how bad that it's gotten. So taxes become one of the fundamental problems that small businesses have problems with, as well as law becomes, right? It's all the hard, icky stuff, right? Marketing, everybody's got that down. But when it comes to taxes and law, intellectual property, which is my baby, my love, right? Protecting our original ideas, our small businesses need more guidance. They need more know-how. They need more strategies. They need more techniques, more implementation. They need more confidence. So I want to step into that space, right? I want to change the success rate of small businesses from almost 90% in failure to flip it, the inverse, 90% in success. And this is how we do it. We need to do the hard stuff. That can also be fun. So here are the 6 questions. Ask your accountant or tax preparer, how much did they deduct for you in terms of professional education last year? Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's a very important question. How much? What was that number? It should be a big number because you should be constantly in improvement of your business education, which the law says is completely deductible dollar for dollar. Question number 2 to ask your accountant, how much did they deduct for you and your spouse, should you be blessed with one, in terms of your retirement plan deductions within your business? Do, 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 do. Yes, you are allowed to do that within your business. Have a retirement plan for you and your spouse. Question number 3, I want you to ask your accountant, how much did they deduct for your HSA? This is your health savings account, which goes in tax-free, which you deduct tax-free. So how much did they put in there for you? Do, 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 do. Okay, question number 4. Ask your accountant, how much did they deduct for your company's charitable deduction to nonprofits? You can do good for others, and the tax code allows you to take that deduction. So you should be giving a lot to causes that matter to you. I personally fund girl orphanages around the world. I fund 3 of them heavily. Why do I do that? Because for the grace of God go I, right? I remember from which I came, and if I'm in a position to do some good, I do it. Sometimes it's a little bit, sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it doesn't matter the amount. Every dollar counts. So, how much did your accountant deduct for you on your tax return with regard to charitable contributions? Question number 5. How much did your accountant deduct for you in terms of your Section 179 exemption? And if you don't know what that is, let me tell you, Section 179 is a really good number to remember because that allows you to deduct the full price of all your business equipment that you bought that year. Do, 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 do. So, question number 6. How much did your accountant have for you in terms of carryovers? And think of carryovers the way I think of carry on luggage, especially if they're like Louis Vuitton luggage. I am going to carry that carry on every place I go. That's the way you should be thinking of carryovers, right? With regard to your taxes. These are, you've had so many deductions, so many exemptions that you can't take them all, right? In this one particular tax year. You've got to carry them over. Oh yeah, to next year. Uh-huh. So ask your accountant, how much was that number? Because that tells me you are maximizing it. You are doing everything. You're getting every dollar back, you're saving every dollar, and that's a great measure for how you're doing in terms of maximizing the tax code for small businesses. So, if you're wondering to yourself, I don't think many of those things appear on my tax return. Well, this is why I created this course. This is going to be a live, interactive, musically infused. I will break out in song every now and then when the moment moves me. And please join in, right? These are all songs from the 90s and 80s that we all remember, maybe a few from now, right? But it's supposed to be an enjoyable time. This whole process, this 6-week live course, is designed to be interactive. It's designed to be rigorous. I need you to know what you need to know. It's designed to be supportive. I'm there. And oh, and did I mention I'm going to have some special guests that are focused, right? What we're talking about. We're going to have special guests like an attorney that used to work for a major state's tax department who's going to tell you, right, what he's seen, how to handle certain things. We're also going to have an auditor from a major state tell us what she used to do. She's now retired, but she's going to tell us the strategies, right? So you could learn so you can learn complementary strategies in terms of what you need to do. We're also going to have an accountant come on board to tell us some of the things that they're doing and not doing, right? Just an honest disclosure in terms of us being able as small business owners to maximize our tax return. We're also going to have one of the co-founders of a company that I founded recently called Settle Shark. And that company focuses on getting you back your money from big businesses in an automated fashion. So if you've got a dispute with an oil company, you've got a dispute with your cell phone company, you've got a dispute with your landlord, got you covered, right? All automated in terms of you being able to get your money back. And I'm working on getting one more special guest. He hasn't said yes yet, but I'm hoping. But regardless of the special guest, we get to spend 2 hours together every Thursday, starting March 17th from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. It's after dinner, before dinner, depending when you eat dinner, right? But it's going to be engaging. And the end result is that you're going to be more knowledgeable. You deserve that, to learn more. You're going to be more confident because now you're going to know some stuff that the majority of small business owners don't know, and every rich person does. You're going to learn how to be savvy about it, right? And you're going to be empowered to implement these strategies. So I can't wait to spend this time with you. I can't wait to share and teach you what I've known over the years and how it's going to work for you. So go ahead and register for the course beginning on March 17 from 6 to 8 p.m. And we do have a limited availability for one reason, and this is my fault. I take full responsibility for this. I want to be able to answer every question And if we have too many people, we can't answer all those questions within that 2-hour time frame. We can stay a little longer. You're welcome to, but I'm probably going to tap out, as they say in wrestling, at about 2.5 hours in, because I think at that point my brain will be like, what? So I want to be fresh. I want to be vibrant for you. So go ahead, register in the link below, and welcome to cracking the tax code for small businesses. Oh, and one more thing. Oh, I forgot to say this, right? So I have a guarantee for the course. Yes, if you don't make back the price of the course on your tax return when you file next year, I'll give you back the money you paid. How can I do that? Because I'm so confident that you're going to save a lot more than the price of the course on your next year's tax return. And you might even be able to save it on this year's tax return, a little strategy that I'll share with you when you join the course. But more importantly, I want you to share this information with your loved ones, right? Not everyone will have the opportunity to work with me or hear me or train with me, but you can go forth, right? Empowered in the knowledge that you learn to share this with others. So looking forward to seeing you on March 17th. And until then, please stay safe and please stay absolutely marvelous.
Corporate executives hire Dr. Liddy to train employees to be more legally mindful in their employment transactions. The United Nations hired Dr. Liddy to instruct small to medium-sized enterprises across the globe on the laws that impact their businesses. Connect with Dr. Liddy today by visiting drliddy.com and at linktree/Dr. Liddy.